Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. We're going to wreck shop today. We're going to see what happens with this data that came in and get ready for the rate cut tomorrow. Historical times to be in Bitcoin. Hold your horses. See where we are in a couple weeks. It's going to be crazy. Get ready. Boom. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get that music back up and pumping. Shout out to everybody here on the live. When you talk a lot, you stubble. Hey, 114,850. I had a long that got pummeled to the downside. I took a L. Kind of stinks. Looks like I'm about to get stopped out of my trade. Let's take a look at what's happening here for Bitcoin. We had a great week last week, but it's been a tough week already. Starting off Monday was backwards. We did call that daily bottom yesterday, but to no avail. Had I sold at the middle of the night, I would have made like $700. But I woke up 200. And now let's take a look at the trade. I don't even want to look at it. What happened? It did get stopped out of the trade. I got stopped out of the trade, so it is what it is. What did I lose? What did I lose? Oh, I got stopped out for... Oh, I lost $11. Oh, so I had moved my stop loss to break even last night. Thank the Lord. And I got stopped out right there at 11,825 for $11 in gains. 1.69. See, that's how you keep the losses small and the wins big. You know, every time I'm chasing and it has to be the big one, I'm like, it has to be the big one. It has to be the big one. And then, like, you know, you go. And this time I just said, hey, I'm up. I'm going to put the stop loss to break even and hope I can catch it. Like, I keep staying humble. And then look, I only lost $11. You can see I was in the trade for like a while, though. It kind of stinks. Since yesterday morning, I called that bottom right there and they brought me all the way right back down. And I was up huge. I could have taken the profits many times. I got in at like 114.6, should have sold at 115.8. It was just the way it pumped. It pumped in the middle of the night, came back down. Like, it happens to me. Some nights I do wake up in the middle of the night and I take profits, but it is what it is. So nothing lackluster. Not too fun there on my week's trade. Shout out to anyone that's trading with me. I trade on weeks, KKEX, Bitinex, MEXC, and BTCC. Shout out to anyone that took the BTCC trade. I basically just mapped out this flag, talked about this flag breaking out. We got in right here. I recently sold the trade at 24.5, you know, and this thing just continued to pump on a pump to 24.625. I gave you the trade at 23. I think it was 377, 277, and I took the profits on the trade to the upside. It was a beautiful trade. So shout out to anyone that took the trade with me. There it is right there. I made $745 on the trade, right? The fee was $133, overnight fee. Dang, man. And another $20 fee right there, too, as well. So paid some fees, but was able to make some pretty good gains there. Over $500 on the trade. We got in on 9/8. We got out at 9/8, 9/15. It took a week, all right? It took a week. So just to break that down. And there you have it. I did so at 24,300. So I didn't get the whole pump. I sold into that pump this morning. But if you're in my group, you got a NASDAQ trade. You could have won an eval with that trade. No drawdown. Absolutely nailed that trade to the upside. And I've been hitting the NASDAQ. I'm like, I've only lost 6 of like 27 trades on the NASDAQ. So if you track me since I started trading the NASDAQ somewhere in June, late May, I've been nailing it. So, hey, it's all documented. If you want to trade the NASDAQ the way I trade it, you'd be banging on them to the upside. It is what it is. So this is a rounded top. I'm not a fan. However, I'm looking for this to make some type of I'm looking for this to just chop its way out of here. Looking for this to turn into some type of ascending triangle and I was telling you, I was looking for chop. When we hit this bottom yesterday, I was looking for this to come up and just chop sideways. That's all I wanted. And so far, we're continuing this choppiness. So, yeah, it is what it is. Let's take a look at the weekly. Let's break it down. Let's show you what I see headed up for the next few days. So the first thing we look at is the weekly chart. I get rid of all the moving averages for a split second. We just look at price naked. I want to look at it by itself and just look at price action. So the first thing we see is if this closes to Sunday night like that, that's not a good look, right? We're not going to be happy about that. We're not going to say, please give me tweezer tops on the weekly. I want it. That's a lower high. It's still possible that Bitcoin goes into a black swan event. Nobody is saying it. Not one person will tell you this. And again, I don't want to scare you and I don't want to make you panic sell your bags. I just want to be a realist to you. I want you to feel what I feel, and that what I feel is anything is possible. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not planning on a $180,000 Bitcoin for sure. There's no guarantees. Anything is guaranteed. They make you feel this way. They kind of tell you all season. They stroke your ego. They tell you it's coming. And you just decide that it has to be. There's no other way. You go all in, and then you get devastated, cry yourself to sleep, lose your girlfriend, lose your wife, lose your kids, lose your job. You know what I mean? And it all goes down the tubes. I'm just, I'm kind of joking, but I'm not. You know what I mean? It can get bad. It can get worse. So never believe that it's going to be all the way, always have a stop loss. Always say, take what I have. If you're up big, take the position. You know what I'm saying? Just be careful and take this one step, one day at a time here when it comes to Bitcoin. So that could be a head and shoulder pattern. If we close Sunday night, a tweezer top, that would be the beginning. Now we could close a tweezer top, then make a huge candle to the upside, right? It doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. But if we were to make a right shoulder, a tweezer top would begin it. That's how it would begin. We would get a tweezer top first. That would be how things started. So that's the first thing you have to pay attention to. Renee Montenegro, the most bearish person in the game. He's been so bearish. When we were at 80K, remember he said we were going lower? When we were at 100K, he said we were going to 80K. When we were at 114, he said we were going to 80K. Renee, you've been wrong the whole time. And you said we were dumping the whole time. You did, though. You have to come out and say you were very bearish many times and you were wrong. But God bless you. I love you. You're a supporter of the channel and you love me. So, hey, you just see it a little bearish. It's all right. Nothing wrong with the way you look at it. I get it. Alt season is coming, but boy, they want to wreck people so bad first. I mean, you got to be in the right coins. SEI, SWI, SOL. Like, you can see what coins they're picking near. Like, they're picking a bunch. The U.S. coins are going to go. Cardano, right? They have their idea of who they're going to rip. It's up to you if you want to, figure out where the plan is going there. So, hey, I think I'm pretty poised and positioned. I've been telling you guys that, but hey, you never know. Renee does nothing but lose money. You guys are funny, man. Now, Renee's a holder, so he doesn't even trade. So, yeah. So, the first thing we want to see is that the weekly does not close a tweezer top. You want to check on that each day. You want to make sure this starts to flip green. It's a good sign. You definitely, for a green candle, you want to have a wick down, and then you want to come back up. So, it's setting up for a green candle. If it was a bearish day, it would be pumping first and then dumping in our face. So, right now, it's not the worst thing in the world. We're all right. And we got the rate cut tomorrow. That's going to be a big deal. Then we also have information coming in on Thursday. We have a lot coming our way. It's going to be a crazy week. I expected an insane week of trading. I expected a tough week of trading. I told most of my students probably just not even trade today. To stay off the market completely because it didn't look amazing. It looked a bit sketch. I have to be honest, right? It looked a bit sketch. I've got a trade on BitTNX still going. Right? That one's down $100. I love showing my losses. Why? Because it shows them in the game. Nobody's going to win every trade. That's just ridiculous. So if I'm afraid to show my losses, then I'm just not a real person, man. I'm not a real guy. So if you ever watch a trader and he's like, I win every time. All we do is win. He's so insecure of showing you the truth. And yes, he knows that if people watch, here's the deal of being a known trader, right? Someone new is watching me every day. So I could propel the idea that I never lose to that new person. But then the old people watching me would start to see that I'm full of garbage. You know what I mean? I watch all the other traders. I looked at their tactics, and I just do me. I just do the right thing. My mama told me, just be a truthful guy, and everything will go your way. And you know what? I've been doing that, and everything has been going my way. So we're the top trading group in the entire industry. We're one of the top channels in the entire industry. We may not get all the accolades. We may not get the million subscribers, but everybody knows that the lifer brings the heat, man. And everybody knows we bring the volume. Everyone knows we run the exchanges. Everybody knows who's who in this game. So I like showing my losses because it shows that I'm out there. And I don't do heavy losses. I'm not losing 10, 20, 30 grand, 50 grand. You don't see me ever losing 150 racks. I don't do that. I stack Bitcoin over time and gain gains. You know what I mean? I don't play games. I don't lose what I've made. So this is a symmetrical triangle if you look at it. Symmetrical triangles mainly break to the downside. They do. Like 90% of the time, they dump. And so I guess I try to play the odds on the higher low, though. It looked nice. This morning, I did an update. Low, high, higher, low. Low stochastics. It looked like we were going to get the bounce. I played my probabilities. I played my indicators. And you know what? I'm still not stopped out yet. There's still a chance I win this trade. And it's a smaller trade, $25,000 trade, $400 at 65x lev, which some people would think was insane. But to me, it's just a regular day occurrence. Anyway, let's get back into the mix here with the bigger picture. But you can see, I'm not afraid to show losses. And I'm not afraid to show trades that don't play out perfectly. I was up like $1,000 last night. I should have taken it. It's okay. It happens, man. Nothing is perfect. STRSZN came out. That is going to be Alex Becker's coin. And, a nibble right there after it came back to support could be a good idea. I mean, how does this coin not go up over time? He's always out there. He's promoting. There's a bit of an Adam and Eve here. And then it has that little flag. And That could be the, I think it's worth speculating like $500 to $1,000 on this thing. What if it ever hits $1 billion? You know what I mean? Maybe, maybe not. I just feel like it's the biggest channel in the game. It's him, but up to you. But Stream Season on Soul came out, and of course it had the initial run up, and people made massive gains from 0.4 all the way up to 5. It did about almost a 4x, and then it got sold off like you read about all night long. And now it's balancing out on the people that want to take those, take the swim pickings there. This guy just sold for 4,000. He must have taken a beatdown. Because if you're selling at the bottom here, unless maybe he rolled that trade up and then he sold half, like he got in here and then he saw the run up and he woke up or whatever. But you're seeing some buys come in right now. I don't know if that's from the channel or what. But again, I haven't bought any. I'm just thinking about it. It's Alex Becker, man. He's one of the most famous people in the game. If you go to the website, it sends you to his YouTube channel. It's the real coin. That's not the, that is the real coin. I got it from his Twitter. That's it. All right. If you want to get it, you can figure it out. All right. I don't like to throw contract addresses out, but you can see clearly here. It's Stream Season. It's going to be the one with 429,000 and 5.5 million on the market cap. Market cap obviously went up to about 20 million and came back down pretty fast. He was coming out with the coin for years. I don't know if this is it or the other one. For a year straight, he was talking about coming out with a coin. So it is what it is. I don't own any. I have nothing to do with it. I'm just a guy that talks about the market and shows you what's happening in the market. So if it's happening, I'm on it. So here's the deal. The 1 hour is above the 200 moving average. That tells me that we are bullish. And I just can't give up on this bullish idea that we're going to get a big pump to the upside here out of this flag. It doesn't look amazing. I got around the top. There's some chop here. It doesn't look hot. If we lose the 200, we will dump into Bart Simpson back down to 111, 150, and I'll take it out. It is what it is, but I just like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin on that 1 hour time frame, and I'm not going to be giving up my trade here on Bitfinex. I'm going to be sitting here and waiting to get paid when we go all the way up to 120,000. I might sell 118, 119, who knows, but that's what I'm looking at. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP is a beautiful program that shows us market liquidity. It's a heat map. The darker the level, the more the liquidations are. So if a bunch of people opened up shorts and their liquidations are near 116,450, we're going to see a lot of red. And the market likes to take out the shorts, likes to take them out. So here's the deal. See this key level right here in red? We're likely going up to 116,450. We're likely going into that area to liquidate those shorts. Unlikely we go to 113.5, but we could. It's not 100%. This isn't 100%. It's about 80%. I'd say almost 85. I almost want to give it 90. Like only 10% of the time is it wrong. It is wrong. Sometimes it will be big red up here and they will dump it. Sometimes it will be big red down here and they will pump it. But it's rare. Most of the time, this is locked in and does exactly what it says it's going to do. The sad thing is every once in a while it doesn't. And you could be locked in. But that's why I use TA on top of BOOKMAP. It's not just BOOKMAP. It's a collection of probabilities. But this says we're going to 116,400 for BOOKMAP. That's what it says. And again, why do you pack your bags? Why do they just go down and scoop liquidity? If they were going to dump, they would have gone up and grabbed the liquidity and then ripped it down. They're going to pump. They're going to come down and grab the liquidity and pump it up. It's packing bags, right? When you go down and you wick everybody out. So everyone didn't do what I did. They put their stop loss too close. I put my stop loss below the 200 moving average, below this chop. But everyone didn't want to see. Here's the deal. When you make this trade and you go 3 for 1, you're going to go like 300 for 1,000, right? But if you go below here, you're going to have to go like 500 for 15 or something. And people don't want to lose the 5. They get greedy. They want to go like 500 for $3,000 or something, but they don't want to go 1,000 for 3,000. Now, if you lowered it lower and risked more, odds are you may have not got hit. But if you risk less, you could have got hit already. So it's like the humble trader who's willing to see the bigger picture has less likelihood of getting taken out of the trade. Someone who's always on the mark, like every time 100x on the 1 minute, trying to get, it's just like you're eventually just going to get chewed up. You got to have some 4-hour swing trades that just play out over time, man. I don't know how you guys sit on the 1 minute I trade the 1 minute daily, don't get me wrong. But I'm in and out. I'm in on the 1 minute for a few hours, I'm out. I'm in on the 1 minute, you know what I mean? And I have a direct idea of what I'm doing. I plan it out before I do it, and I nail it, and then I move on. I don't spend time, sitting there staring at it all day. Like it's either I play it, I let it sit, and then I have swing trades going on the 4-hour time frame. The big time frames pay you. I had a big talk about how the 3-day is the time frame you want to use. So if you see a trader every time he's out there streaming, he's never showing a red trade. Half these guys are, they got deals and all sorts of stuff. They can throw thousands of dollars at the market, lose every time, and then they can show you a big win. Trust me, man. They don't show you their P&L, right? They don't show you like the last 10 trades, right? They just show you their wins constantly. They never show you their P&L. Why? Because if they showed you the P&L, they would show that they threw $500 7 times at the bottom and then caught the big one that made them 15 racks. You know what I mean? I've seen it. I've devised it all. It's insane. So just be careful out there when you see wins. And who cares? Learn strategy. Who cares what the guy shows his P&L, honestly, at the end of the day? Does his strategy work? Back test what the guy's telling you. Everyone out here has a strategy, and if they're out here every day, they're going to show it to you. Back test it. Back test my strategy. See what happens. Take 100 trades on the 1 hour, 200 moving average. Take 100 trades on the 1 minute. Demo trade what I teach you. You will see that everything I tell you is true because my probabilities do not lie because I've been doing it for 20 years, man. And I don't play games, right? Anyway, I love everybody on YouTube and everyone out there. I worry about myself and that's it. I can't stress anything else, but just be careful out there. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of these traders, these prop fund guys and all this stuff, and they're saying they're this and that. And it's so crazy and so shady and a lot of smoke and mirrors. So just don't compare yourself to big wins. Stick to the small wins. Today, Jim Rohn talked about success. He discussed how everyone waits for this big moment. I'm going to make this big gain. I'm going to hit it. I know one day I'm just going to hit it. But the people that are successful are the people that just did these small things over and over again. Little by little, by little, by little, by little. One, someone says, I'm going to be a multimillionaire. Why don't you start by saving a couple bucks today? And then saying, instead of saving, I'm not going to spend my money anymore. Why don't we stop spending money crazily and start saving some money? I'm a big saver. I saved for years. My paycheck came in, $1,200. I'm putting $600 away. I read The Richest Man in Babylon. He said, if you can't save 10%. So when I started saving 30%, 40%, I started raising the goal. I said, maybe I can save half my paycheck this week. I got addicted to learning how to save. I started making pizza at home. I started hustling on the side. I started another business. If I want to choose, I bought 2 pairs. Say I wanted a nice pair of Jordans. I'd look out when they came out, try to find the new one. Then I put the other one on eBay, sell it for double. Who would pay for the shoes? Like I could never just buy something without someone else, without creating a business to buy it. So important. And I was so disciplined about this because my dad was a businessman. I saw my dad hustle. I saw my dad break it down, chop it up. You know what I mean? He did it. He bought in bulk. He chopped it into small pieces. He had his bulk. He had his people doing retail. He had his people doing bulk. My dad showed me the way, man. And I watched him. Hustle for years, little by little by little, until he had a beautiful life. He died. My dad died a successful man. God bless my dad. He left me with something. He didn't leave me with nothing. I didn't have funeral bills. Some people have funeral bills when their parents die. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, right? Like their parents leave them in debt. My parents did not do that to me. My parents left me with wealth, man. And I didn't need anything that was left to me. I actually my net worth was higher than anything my parents left to me. I'm no trust fund baby. But again, and if you're going through the death of your parents, like I went through the death of both my parents the last 2 years, God bless you. All right. I know how it is. And stay strong. I love you. Okay. So moving forward, we look at that daily time frame. So let's get back into where we are. So yeah, we looked at the weekly. Sorry. I get crazy. But I just wanted to make sure, yeah. Okay. So I like to go to the weekly, the 5-day. I don't want to see the 5-day close tweezer top. That's tomorrow night. That's sketchy. I have to admit, that's going to be sketchy. There's some bearish signs here. It's not amazing. There's also some bullish signs, but there's some bearish signs. It's in the middle right now. We got to break above this high. See this high right here on the left? This left high is very important. If we get resistance here, that's going to be a lower high, and then that means we could hit a lower low. We could be in the midst of a downtrend here. This comes down and makes a lower low, and we start a bigger. Watch this. This could end up being a bigger retracement. This could be the point, the 0.618 fib here. I'm just, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bearish news. I just want to go over all possibilities so we never get blindsided. Like that could be a shoulder, that could be a head, that could be a right shoulder, that could dump. We could still see an $82,000 Bitcoin, a $97,000 Bitcoin. If this is the super cycle in which they talk about, maybe we get a bigger retracement. You see what I'm saying? If that's a bigger retracement, then you get this leg. You have to remember, you can't just go up forever. Nothing does that. So then maybe you get like this leg here, right? And that still puts you somewhere at 150,000 by April, right? And that makes sense, even if we did get a deeper pullback. So I just want to go over the most bearish scenario is that we could be forming a downtrend here. We could be. You know, we'll have to lose the 4-hour 200 moving average and all that other stuff, like, and we'll have to lose the 1 hour. Like, I'll be on it. Don't get me wrong. There were things that happen on the smaller time frames that I'll be able to tell you before this happens. Like, it's not going to be a blind side because I'm here. I go over the charts every 2 to 3 hours in my trading group. It's very rare you're going to see me not post for 2 to 3 hours straight. I'm going to be always updating you. So I'm going to see the first signs of bearishness, and then we're going to move forward from there. But right now, I don't like the 5-day. I don't like how the 3-day closed at tweezer bottom. It's not a good sign. That's a big time frame telling us we've hit resistance. People that don't want to look at the 3-day are going to miss out on some key information here. And we could be rolling over. We could be rolling over. All right. And now let's get into the daily. Beautiful support at 112.5. We had a bunch of resistance there. Once we punched through, great. Could we revisit 112? Could we revisit 114? 100% we could. I like this. See, resistance. Tweezer top right there. Broke out, lost it, got back above it. I'd like to use 114 as support. So look, in the last few days, we've clearly called 116 as resistance. Couldn't get back above it to retrace into the 117,000, right? Now we clearly found 114 as support. We are range bound right now. I am looking for the daily to bounce. Yesterday, I talked about it. We did get the bounce. Then today, the candle was lackluster with the dump throughout the middle of the night. I would love for this to make an ascending triangle. Curve the 21-day moving average into price action. This will take some time. You know, we're going to hold shift, and I'm going to show you how you do this. You hold shift, and it's going to give you a measurement tool. All right? 8 days. And, but in 8 days, it could be somewhere 6 to 8 days, 5 to 8 days. Bitcoin, if we're bullish, will consolidate here and not go below 114K. This would be your next big boy trade. If the daily in the next 4 days ends up sideways here, that would be amazing. If the 21 comes pretty close, we even wick near it like that, man, I would enter that trade with a stop below 113.8, and I'd be going for a new all-time high there somewhere, or at least to 121, 122K. This is the next big trade I'm looking for. Sometimes there's scalps with the small time frame. Sometimes you got to stay away from the 1 hour all the way down. They're just too treacherous. And today may be one of those days. Bitcoin holding 114.9 again, and I'm back down $100. They're playing games, and we're outside of the channel now. I mean, you kind of have to assume it's almost cat ears. You see it? Kind of has some cat ear vibes that we could end up somewhere down in there. Like cat ears just does this and does a slow bleed to the downside. Okay. Keep the losses small. Remember that. On a sketchy day, just go 200 for 6. Do not go 1,000 for 5,000. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. When that daily trade looks good, that's when I'm going to be going 5,000 for 15, 3,000 for 9. You know what I mean? We trade the big trades when the time is right. My big trades are few and far between. I may make 20 trades. One of them is a big boy. The rest of them, I'm feeling out the market. I'm going through my ups and downs. I'm creating that P&L. And again, something I got to tell you is always actively trading has helped me as a person. It doesn't mean overtrade, but actively trading keeps my subconscious mind programmed for the next move. Even if I'm in a smaller trade, at least I'm on it. You know what I mean? If I don't trade at all, I might just but if I'm in the trade, I'm actively watching, I'm actively in it. So I've found that even small amounts of money keep me going. Like they keep me juiced. They keep my subconscious mind fully focused on the position. I think that's important. That's something I've learned subconsciously. I've done all these little things in my brain, and I try to teach you guys all of them. There's so much more going on than just trading, right? It's how your mind's interpolating signals. It's your subconscious mind from getting hurt the last time, but then redirecting. Can you figure out where the probability lies based on how many times you've lost, right? And you really can. Your own Rolodex of history of your trades will provide so much information for you. They always say, it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. What does that mean? People say that, but I don't think they know what it means. It means just if you've seen a lot like I have, you're going to just know more than the average person because you've been in the market. No one can replace my time in the market. No AI. You can have your AI bot run all you want. I'll still sell the top sometimes when your AI bot is trying to figure it out. I could see things. I've out-traded my AI bot. I have. And it shows me, it actually made me feel really good because I thought AI was going to take over. But AI only knows all the data. It doesn't know the nuances that I do. It hasn't seen everything. You know what I mean? It doesn't understand when Jerome Powell is going to say a word. Like, hey, we still have a beautiful brain with 1,000 neurons, man. Don't let AI think that you are powerless. It can compute fast. It can do things, but can it watch a sunset the way you can? Can it write a poem and express love to somebody else? It can mimic those things. It can try the best, but it can't capture the essence of the human race. So remember, if you're afraid of AI taking your job, then become someone interesting. Start talking about who you are. Start lending stories about your life. AI can't create you. AI can't be born. AI can't have parents. AI doesn't have the generational buildup that you did. You didn't come from, you came out the womb, man. So remember your unique ability to create and to build, and use that to battle against AI. Use AI to help you create and build your own thoughts, your own processes, your own ideas. Make a job that's never been created before. Make a job. Make a job. No one wanted me, so I made my own job. Seriously. I never fit into regular society. I talked too much. I was weird. I researched conspiracy theories all day at work. Nobody wanted to talk to me. I was a weirdo. I told them that Bitcoin was going to change their lives. They looked at me and thought I was insane. I was doing leech therapy last week. Come on, man. Who puts a leech on their knee and lets it suck the blood out of your knee? Who does that? Only crazy people that are like doing meta stuff. I mean, it's nuts. Anyway, Bitcoin barely holding 115,000. We're looking for this higher low on the 1 hour. We are oversold in stochastics. Let's dive a little deeper into the 15-minute. 15 minutes losing or attempting to lose the 200 moving average. It also made a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. Look, it made a head and shoulder right there, and it dumped. You can see the head and shoulder pattern, right? It made a shoulder right there. It made a head. It made a right shoulder, and it dumped. But they bought it back up. It seems like it's struggling here to stay. The bears are struggling to take us down for whatever reason. But now there's the battle, and now it could go to 113.5. You can see there's liquidity on either side of us here. I wouldn't be surprised if we just stay and chop all the way until tomorrow when we get the rate cut. We are getting a rate cut. Will we get a double cut? Will we get a double cut? Only time will tell. Nobody knows for sure. Yo, I wanted to show you guys something. When you get your silver plaque, my $100,000 plaque, you also get a letter from YouTube. And it says, chances are, do you remember your 1,000 subscriber? Chance you do. We know that you definitely remember your 100,000 subscriber. Your fans may have found you while searching YouTube, learned about you through a friend, or maybe even showed up as a recommended video. No matter how they came to your channel, your audience stayed, and their numbers increased because of you and the community you built. We're proud to honor you with an impressive milestone of reaching 100,000 subscribers with a Silver Creator Award. Congratulations. We know that you have many more stories to share with your community, and we know that your fans can't wait for you to amaze them even more with your commitment and creativity. So keep creating, keep building. We can't wait to see what you'll do next, and we're here to support you along the way. And who knows, when you reach your 1,000,000th subscriber, you may just write and ask, did you remember your 100,000 subscriber? And thank you so much for representing creators and giving us awards and stuff like that. It really helps. It makes you feel like you've done something with your life. You put it on the wall, people say, hey, that's amazing. And it's a pretty cool feeling of that people recognize that you've done something with your life. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, nobody cares. You guys want to make the gains. Nobody cares about my 100,000 subscriber reward. Nobody does, because it doesn't help you, right? I make 100,000. Does that matter? You might it might inspire you. It might make you think, hey, I could do anything I put my mind to, just like Sammy did. And that's the point, right? I don't want to brag. I want you to believe that you can come from the trenches just like I did. A middle-class kid from a school teacher and an iron worker. People that had to work every single day, join unions, bust their butt. And, I came from working class, Boston Irish. My grandfather was a bricklayer, man. 7-day-a-week bricklayer. Like, I didn't come from no money. Nobody worked at Goldman Sachs in my family. I wasn't handled a silver spoon, right? And I'm up there with the Richie Riches at the yacht clubs and the country clubs now. And they look at me like, who are you? And I'm saying, I'm Sam Price. That's who I am. I'm self-made. I did it my way, baby. Just like Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. Hey, so are we going to bounce here off this 114.9, or are we going to fail to the downside? I'm staying long. You see my ideas. My stops are below these two wicks. Get the higher low and get the bounce. I say nothing really happens. I say we bounce out and we go all the way sideways until tomorrow. I just see chop until tomorrow, and then they're going to boom, or boom. And there's going to be something big happening when the liquidity runs into that market tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, the daily looks pretty good to me. You know, the time frames don't look too bad. We might even get a nothing burger tomorrow. We might get a nothing burger if everyone has a rate cut priced in. The double cut would give us a huge pump. No cut would give us a dump. I think a cut would just would leave us somewhat sideways. So I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. I don't know. But I'm playing probabilities, and I've been doing pretty good, you know, doing that. So I'm going to continue to do so. 115,000 is a battle zone right now. So we're going to sit here, and I'm looking for the bounce. It is a falling. Let's go over fundamentals. See, whenever there's in and out, I go over fundamentals. I see a couple things on my fancy here. A falling wedge that could break to the upside. And don't you see a bit of I see a shoulder, I see a head, and I see a possible right shoulder here that could propel us back to this liquidity zone, right? Back up to 116,000. BOOKMAP says we're going to 116.5. The big red is up there. The challenge is here. So I'm more bullish than bearish. This also has some slight bullish div. I mean, it's class C. That swings down, but not nearly as sharp as that. They will intersect. If you keep drawing this line and you draw this line, let me teach you about divergence. Everyone tells you divergence is opposite lines. What is divergence? The RSI will move up, but price will move down. And you'll match the low to the low, and you'll have a downtrend in price, but an uptrend in price action. But sometimes you'll get a severe downtrend in price, and you'll just get a slight downtrend on the RSI. That is bullish divergence. If this line keeps going and this line keeps going and they divide each other, that's divergence. Divergence means that the trajectory of the line will cut through the trajectory of the other line. See, no one ever explained that to you. They just called it divergence, but they didn't tell you why it was called divergence. It's called divergence because these lines will divide each other if they go into perpetuity. If that line keeps going, it's going to get divided. That is the key. All right? This is it. This is the key right now to trading. Now, if we lose this trend line, we're dropping right back down here to 114.2. And if we lose that, we're going to 113.5. Even maybe 112.5, right? So I can kind of see, there's a lot of chop right there, though, at 113.5. You can see it right there where this wick comes down. So we hit this, we're going to double bottom. We lose that, we're going to drop down to 113.5. I can see the key areas we're going to hit. It's very obvious. Okay? So we're in some chop right now, period. And we did call that daily bottom. It's not, it didn't get taken out yet. Had I kept my stop loss low, I'd still be in that trade just to prove a point here. But I'm still in the Bit2Next trade. If you want to trade on Bit2Next, it has a great user experience, super fast, connecting. I love it. Look, if you're sitting in the trade right now and you're like, whoa, I like where I'm at. Let's just say you want to move your stuff, you want to move your, my take profits up there, but say you say, oh my, I don't know if I'm going to get there. I want to move it back down. Look how quick that was. Success. Like, look how quick, boom, boom, boom. And it tells you, I just love the movement here. I love the speed. So I'm keeping my stop loss below the 200 on the 1 hour and just basically going for the fact that we're going to chop, 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 chop. We'll never lose the 1 hour 200 MA. We came here, we came there. And there's a chance I could still win the trade. So that's what I'm doing. That's the logic behind how I'm trading. And there's years of data behind this idea that I could win this trade based off the 200 moving average. Despite how choppy and strange this looks, there's still years of data behind the idea that I could win the trade. So that's where we stand. So we've gone over Bitcoin pretty in depth here today. I'm super happy with the analysis. And then we even saw there's a possible inverted head and shoulder here about to change it up. And we saw slight bullish divergence, a class C bullish div on the 15-minute time frame. So I'm starting to kind of do the do. And we're getting into some deep detective here, detective work. And the years of data are starting to help us. So you can see how if you stay in the market as long as me, you're going to be able to see things other people just can't see. And you're going to be able to see, the thing is, other people see it, but they don't trust it because data gives you the trust. You have to have years of probability to do something and know that it's going to happen, right? That's the key. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. Thank you for helping me teach every single day here on the channel. I decided that teaching was my goal. I knew that all human beings don't know when we're going to die. None of us know when we're going to die. No matter how positive and beautiful we are, none of us know the day of our death. We don't know. It could be tomorrow. I hope to gosh not. I love my life. But none of us know, sad thing to say, none of us know when this ride will end. We don't. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just being honest. So if my goal is to teach and I don't know when I'm going to go, then I have to teach every day. If I believe that God is really there for me and is God going to provide a beautiful life, then I should give away all my teaching. Understand? Now, if I live with the devil or I have a lot of insecurities and fear, then I'm going to hold back some of my teaching because I'm going to be like, I have to make them pay because God will never help me. I have to get as rich as I can and be as greedy as I can with my information. I see that a lot in other people, but who cares? I don't care about others. My whole point is if you put your true faith and trust in God, you're going to get so much riches and rewards in this life that you're not going to believe it. And then you're going to be able to keep giving it away to others. And then you're going to get more riches and rewards. And you're going to give it away to others. And you get more riches and rewards. And it's going to be a cycle that you fall into. So once you realize that you have unending energy, never-ending ideas, God will provide you with awesome value every single day of your life as long as you dedicate yourself to God and your fellow man, you're going to be ready to go. Devote yourself to a legacy. Be remembered. I want to be remembered. When I die 200 years from now, someone better open up a book and say, Sam Price, the man who live streamed for 20 years straight, never stopped, turned a very small amount into trillions of dollars, became one of the richest traders to ever live on the globe, man. That's the goal, man. And gave it all away, left his family rich. I'm not that guy. I'm not like Sam Bankman-Fried. I want to give all my money away. Yeah, so shady, right? The people that say they're going to do the most charity are the demonic people. I'm going to help a lot of people, but I'm also going to have a good life. I've never said I wasn't, but I make sure I will help many, many people along the way. But I like nice things. I like boats. I like houses looking over the water. I like rollies. Don't get it twisted. I'll never tell you I want to wear a rubber band and live in a cardboard box, even though I could. There's nothing wrong with living a beautiful life. Living in a 10,000 square foot mansion, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not walking over people to do it, you have an honorable way to do it. There's no reason why you can't go all the way to the top. I'm bullish on Bitcoin pumping today. I believe they grab liquidity right there. That's likely going to be our daily bottom, just like yesterday. We called the daily bottom yesterday. I think we found the daily bottom again today. Around the same time, too, around 10:45, right? Between 10:45 and 11. I'm looking for this to invert its way back to the upside. Once it crosses that 200, then it makes the right shoulder, then it makes a flag on the 200 with the 21. So what we're looking for is this to come back up, and then we're looking for some type of flag here later on that kind of resembles the inverted head and shoulder too. Many times you can put the inverted in the flag, and then that could be our next trade, and that might not happen until about 3 o'clock, 3:30 as well. So look at that. That's a bullish engulfing candle. That's getting big on the 15-minute. That closes just now. I think it just closed, right? No, in 10 minutes and 50 seconds. How do I know that? Right-click, go down to your labels. And they hid this, and then come in here. Count down to bar close. Count down to bar close. You want to see where the bar closes. That bar closes. This 15-minute candle, which is a bar they call it, right, is in 10 minutes and 38 seconds. So I'm still long for Bitcoin. Looks like I'm probably only down 50 now. I haven't been stopped out of the trade yet. Good chance I win this trade if I stay strong. No emotions needed. Just stop loss below the 200. Come back in a few hours to payday, baby. And, don't let your emotions take you out of the trades. Don't start grabbing buttons. Just relax. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But once you have a system, just relax with it, baby. Just let the system do what it does, man. Stop putting your human emotions into that system. That system is not programmed for you. It's programmed for the support, for the resistance, for the proper risk management. If you do what you're supposed to do, you'll fall into place. If you keep throwing emotions in, that is a variable inside of the scientific equation. And it can't handle that variable. You can't be consistent. If you do, it's like this. We have 3 people eating, let's just say 3 people eat a candy bar a day, 3 people eat an orange a day, and then we want to compare how they are, their weights in 3 weeks. If one person on the other side starts eating an orange randomly, or gets scared about the candy bar and won't eat it, or freaks out, right, we can't have a data set. So get your emotions out of data, please. It does nothing for any of us. You gotta just put in data to get data. Probability to get probability. The problem is most people can never get a set of probability because their emotions never allow them to trade clean. They never just do what they're supposed to do over and over again. It took me years to get here, though. It's not something that you can do overnight. It takes years. It's not something you're going to be able to do overnight. I'm telling you right now. I'm just cleaning out my nose with some herbs. So the idea is this, you will get here because I was ADHD, depressed, couldn't do it, can't learn. I'll never get there in life. I got to work a night shift. I'm a loser, self-talk, just all of that. I did it all. Depression, bipolar. I went to the doctors. They said I needed the pills. They told me I was crazy, right? I'm telling you, man, they're going to try to pump you with pills. They want you to be their servant. So, of course, they're going to tell you you're weak. Second you go to a psychiatrist, man, they're going to pump a pill in you, man. Then they're going to control you. They're going to come back for your subscription each week. What happens if Armageddon happens? What happens if the world stops and you can't get that prescription and now you're bugging out? Maybe you should learn how to work out every day and balance your own chi, because you can do that in Armageddon. You can be in the woods and still work out every morning. You should have a routine that no matter what the world does, you can still maintain that routine. That's why I'm not into LASIK surgery. That's because I heard your eyes will look good, and then 5 years later, you have to do it again. 10 years later, you could do it again. You know what I mean? So what happens? You have LASIK surgery, and then the world goes into Armageddon, and then you can't even get the laser surgery, and then you can't even see. No one thinks about ahead. They just want the right now. Smartest people think ahead, man. They play chess with everything they're doing. This is a chess game, man. This ain't the game of checkers, bro. You know what I'm saying? This ain't checkers. This is chess, man. So I'm bullish on BTC. How many people we got here on the live? God bless each and every one of you for being here. 1,500 beautiful souls getting that knowledge that never left the game. They tried to kick you out. They tried to get you to stop. They tried to tell you crypto was garbage. They tried to find a way to push you, but you're a crypto lifer. You don't give up that easily. You don't stop that easily. You're just like me. You're Sam Price in the flesh, baby. God bless you, man. Shout out to 1,510 beautiful souls. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Let's go. 399 likes. Why can't we get 1,500 likes? What am I doing wrong to the other 1,100 people? Did I do something? Did I offend you? Did I not give you enough love, positivity, and energy? What am I doing? Affirm that I'm doing what I got to do for you. Hit that like button. Let me know that every single day I'm pushing myself. Either you're a devil pushing me down or you're like an angel pushing me up, man. Who do you want to be, man? Hit that like button. Support me. I'm a small business with I'm a mom and pop shop with my wife and 3 kids. I am the American dream from the bottom to the top. You know what I'm saying? I did what millions of people would love to do, and I somehow did it. You can too. Hit that like button to help other people get inspired by my story. Strip my mind, strip my face, but let my story shine. You know, I'd like my story to be anonymous one day. Here's a man that did this. You don't even have to know me. It's not about my ego. It's about that a human being inside of a skeleton with a soul can do what I did. You can do it too. I'm just a representation of a man. I'm not the man. Understand? You can be the same representation of a man. You can follow the same, you can click the same buttons I click. You can wake up at the same time I do. You can work out just as hard as I do. There's no reason you can't be at the top of your game. No reason, man. You're just letting other people tell you who you're going to be. It's time to reprogram that brain, man, and become, I was Sam Price. I became the crypto lifer. You can too, man. Find that superhuman persona and go after it and make it happen. 15-minute looking good. We're still in the long. We may have almost flipped green here. 51 on the long right now. Sitting sideways. So not much to talk about. We're looking for this to turn into an inverted head and shoulder. We do have to eventually break above the 15-minute 200 moving average if we're going to get any awesome sauce out here with this action. So we're waiting. Let's take a look at the data that came in on Forex Factory. So Tuesday, we had core retail sales, and it was a big one, my friends. It was a big one. This is how much retail is selling month over month. People, I guess, are starting to spend a little more money. You know what I mean? They had it forecast. The previous was 0.4. They had it forecast the same. But, man, it came in 0.7, 0.3 points above what they thought. So that means retail sales are pushing. And then that's core retail sales, right? And then just retail sales. Core retail sales, I think they take out like some main things and they only leave they take out like what would consider luxury goods, right? Retail sales, just overall retail sales. And that's 0.6. The same as the previous and way higher than the forecast. So that says that the economy is doing way better than they thought, which also puts us back to no double cut, only one cut. You know what I mean? You can see how that is. If the economy is doing so well, why do we have to cut the rate? You see? It's a back and forth thing. And then we have the FOMC meeting, then the statement at 2 p.m. Then they change the rate, and the rate comes in. It looks like it's going to be forecast at 4.25. I'm suggesting it will. 4.0 would be amazing. Would be amazing. But that's definitely going to move the market tomorrow. I will be live twice. All right. And then Thursday, I believe we have unemployment claims at 8:30 in the morning. So, and that's coming in at 241. They believe, that should be lower. That should be at like 225. If retail sales are doing better, that means people are hiring because they're selling good. And if more people are buying, I need another guy on register 3. So I need to hire. So unemployment claims should be low. based on my assumption, and I could be wrong, but I'm guessing 225, 23, something like that. And another bullish move there on Thursday. So we could get the rate cut, then the bullish cut at 8:30, and then that kind of propels us to stay above some key levels. We never go back below 114, 113.5, and we're ready to crush $121,000 BTC. I like it. I like it. I got my head on. This looks right to me. How about you? So let's go over what we went over today so far. We've covered Bitcoin in depth. I taught you about bullish divergence. I taught you how divergences can be class C or A. Sometimes they're not exactly how you've been taught by your master or your mentor friend. There's actually a little tweak to divergences that no one will teach you. How did I find that out? I went against what everyone taught me, and I sat there by myself drawing lines for 10 years until I figured out my own things. I didn't go by what everyone taught me. I didn't go by what my mentor told me. I found my own probabilities. I got my hands dirty. You can watch your mentor garden, but then you can garden yourself. You might find there's a couple little tips and tricks that your mentor never knew about. For instance, someone taught me how to grow grass, right? They said, this is how you grow the grass, blah, blah, blah. And they said, you want to put it on, then you want to water it each day, keep it wet. So one day it hit me. I said, why don't I put all the grass inside of a water barrel, right? Mix it, mix the grass seed with the soil, and then wet it and keep it in the water barrel for a couple days and let the actual grass seed, the embryo come out. Then throw it over. Man, I had way better my grass grew even better. No one told me that. I just sat there one day and what happened is I got lazy one day and I didn't finish doing grass and I left it in the rain. You see, like I had mixed the grass seed with the soil and I left it in the rain. And it rained for 2 days. And I couldn't take it out. It was all wet, right? I let it dry. And next thing you know, I was like, oh my gosh, I should have been doing this all along, right? So just because an expert taught you something doesn't mean you can't find your own way. If you deep dive, man, and get your hands dirty, you'll find something that no one else ever taught you. You'll find this little key trick, and that's the universe. The universe is watching you. The universe knows how much effort you're putting in. And if you put in a lot, the universe is going to go, oh, you're looking for gems? Oh, you don't smoke. You don't do drugs. You push yourself every single day. You want the best for your life. You do everything you can to make it happen. I'm going to give you some gems. I'm going to hook you up. You follow God. You follow this reasoning. You stay away from the devil. You stay pure. I'm going to help you. I'm going to show you the way. You're going to see that it's not even as difficult as it was before. You're going to walk on water, baby. And you're not going to realize how simple this was. You're going to be like, dang, it was so much different. I was fighting because you were fighting yourself last time. Now you have something to help you. Let's look at crypto rank, see what's happening in these coins. Linnea keeps coming up. I would write that down because it could facilitate DeFi in a major way. All right. MyX Finance will finally find a bottom somewhere, but I wouldn't, I'd let it kind of make some type of consolidated pattern for a while. Somia Network, I believe, is starting to kind of find its bottom out after that big pump. Advantis went all the way to $1. It did like a 6 or 7x out of nowhere. I see it kind of coming down and cooling off, but it could be a great swing trade. Hollow World has my radar. I like this thing. World Liberty Finance seems to have bottomed and has been holding 20 cents. I am in there at about this price, so you do you. Pump.fun has been doing damage the last week straight. Looks like it actually may continue. BitLayer's on my radar as a newbie. It is up 46%. I talked about it 2 weeks ago over and over again. It's up 46% on the week. I would start looking at Boundless. What I do here is I see the new coins and then they don't pump today or tomorrow, but you start looking at them. And then like Forte, that might do what Zora did. Remember Zora came out here and we started talking about it. Then we saw it on, someone asked us about Advantis on the stream. It was at like 10, 12 cents. It went away to like $1.60 or something, didn't it? Crazy, right? So there's definitely, we've seen some 10Xs, some 6Xs in the last month. There's been some crazy pumps in altcoins. Live Art has my radar. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing does damage. So write these things down, right? And Lakochi, again, write Live Art down. Write Boundless down. And give me a report on Boundless, Forte, and Live Art. Give me a report on those three if you can. And I'm going to share them with the group. All right? I have my team doing deep dives for you. I have a staff that's ready to grind for you. For your $99 a day, you got 5 people grinding out. You have Jamie on security in the Discord, also helping you with tips, tricks, and ideas. He will lend some, just every once in a while, I'll give you some things that may help you in your learning. All right. Then we have Sean, who's editing every day and giving you all the timestamps on all the videos, so you can go through any video and click on it. Then we have the editor constantly giving you tips and tricks, and my videos are educational. There's a lot of good stuff in those shorts. All right. And then we have my wife pumping out stuff. We've got a whole team of people, Lakochi inside the trading group, and then we have the elite traders too. There's like 8 people at your beck, basically producing value for you for $99 a month. I don't know what else. And then I got token metrics. And then I share my entire portfolio every Thursday night. And then I show every single trade I've been in and out of, no matter what. I called the daily bottom yesterday. We've been doing great. Last week, we hit so many gains. I showed my P&L. We nailed it. I lost 2 out of like 10 trades, man. What else do you want? An 80% win rate and banging on them. And the losses were like 150 and 200, and the wins were like 1,500 and $2,000. What else do you want out of this life, man? A mentor that shows the P&L, that gets it done and never takes a day off. I don't know what else. I would be in love right now if I had just got into crypto and I found the Crypto Lifer show, man. So here's the deal. Rejection, you can see, and that's you know, where you had a bounce, you're going to get resistance. So there's resistance at 15.3 now. Bullish divergence. We want to see if this thing can prevail. Remember, the bearish scenario is this curves down. Make some type of, you know, and you can kind of see, look, shoulder, head, shoulder. It's kind of around it. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not all bullish here. I'm like, the bulls basically have to show me something by day end today. We basically need a green candle to close today. If this closes red, an indecision, I mean, it won't be the worst if it's indecision, but I'd like it to close green. Look at the last 2 days, though. Craziness. You are overbought on the stochastics. MACD did get, you know, extended on the green and turning white. So we may dump all the way back down to 112. There's a chance we just take a nasty dump down here. I'm open-minded. Anything could happen. That's why I have a stop loss, because I don't know if I'm going to win the trade for sure. Stop losses are open-minded. You know, I like people to say, I don't use a stop loss. That means they guarantee it's going to go up. Or they, you know, there's some other thing that they just get liquidated. They don't care. But whatever the case is, a stop loss to me tells the universe that I'm open-minded. It says, I don't know. I said, I believe the probability could be this way, but it may not. It may not. All right. Remember that trade to the upside? It's just crazy, man. That bull flag had an Adam and Eve in it. 21-day moving average, low stochastics in the flag. You're gone, baby, gone. I mean, just over and over and over again. And there'd definitely be a pullback there. I would not chase the 24,600 on the NASDAQ. We're going to get into the NASDAQ in a little bit and show you what I see happening on the nasty NAS. All right. So it's the 50-minute time frame. That's the one we're watching today. You got to get back above the 200 moving average for the bulls to have any type of movement here. It's looking kind of like a shoulder ahead and maybe a right shoulder. See this? It's looking like some heavy resistance here for BTC. So, you know, so that's all. That's what we're looking at. And right now, you know, we started nicely. Looked like we could pump. I'd say the 10-minute, yeah, right there, the 7-minute, the 10-minute got rejected by the 200 moving average. We went right to the 200, and people took profits on previous supported resistance and the 10-minute 200 moving average. You can't take all these lows. If you take out these wick lows, we're done for the day. I'm a wrap for that. So, like, in the next 2 to 3 hours, like, this has to do some type of move back up here. You come and take out these lows, and we're just chopping around, and it's back to nonsense again. And then I'm just going to wait for the rate cut and see what goes on. And I probably wouldn't trade until Wednesday night, because there's just, especially after last week we did great. Why go into heavy volatility and throw your money around? It's like we jet skied last week, great. Now the water's a little rocky. We could get hurt. Why would we go out after a great week last week? It's just like, so your last week's performance has a lot to do with what you're doing this week. If I lost all my trades last week, I would not trade chop this week. But if I was winning big and I saw a few opportunities, I might just take a little piece. I've won some of those trades. I don't lose every one of them. So it's not like it's always bad. Wow, this is nasty. We're getting the dump right away. We just lost everything we made. Dang, and look, we couldn't, again, you know my strategy. Really shouldn't long until you get above the 200 and the 21 crosses. We didn't get my signal. See, my signal would have told you to long had you crossed, but you didn't. You got rejected. This is sloppy chop. I call this sloppy choppy right now. And now you're in this like wacky pattern that, in my humble opinion, wants to break down. I'm going to say long. I can't tell you what's going to happen. It's chop, baby. And I would expect this. It does this almost every time before the rate cut the next day. You've seen Tuesdays that just do this. Choppy, 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 choppy. It's not amazing. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. 1,000 people on this live. We should have 1,000 likes. Let's go. You know what? I'll do something today. We get 1,000 likes. I'm gonna toss out 100 beans to anybody there. I'm gonna look up a name and toss out 100 beans. So we get 1,000 likes. Someone gets a hundo. So if you guys really care about other people, hit the like button. Because if you care about someone else winning, then you'll hit the like button. If you don't care about anybody else but yourself, you won't hit the like button. But if you care about somebody else winning, then you hit the like button, and it just might be you. You know what I mean? So here's the deal. We're going to find out if you care about others or not. Hit the like button. I'm going to give something away. I'm going to help somebody out. So if you want someone to feel happy today and be like, wow, that's awesome, you can make it happen. You can physically hit that like button to hit 1,000 likes. There's 1,500 people here. There's only 675 likes. All right. I'd like to give away. I'd like to hook somebody up. Help me help somebody. Hit that like button, baby. All right. Okay. Can we get the bounce here to the upside on and get on out of here? There's a chance. I'm open-minded. We'll see what happens. We still have BOOKMAP, too, telling us big reds at 16.5, not giving up the story that we will liquidate. 115,000 has been a battle, an absolute battle. Wow, we're almost at 1,000 likes. You people are grinding. If you're just new to the channel, we get 783 likes. We get basically 220 likes. We're going to hook you up. We're going to hook somebody up. 100 beans. And we're almost there now. You guys are really responding. So if you want other people to win, you care about other people other than yourself, hit the like button. And hey, you just might win yourself too. So it might just come back to you tenfold. You never know. Okay, moving forward, let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. Very important we look at the total market cap. Doing the same thing Bitcoin's doing because Bitcoin has a lot of dominance right now. So let's take a look here. Our bearish scenario is this is a right shoulder and just takes an absolute dump. However, I saw this exact pattern recently on a coin. I'm going to show you which coin it was. It defied the right shoulder. But that is scary, isn't it? Black Swan back to the 200 moving average. All the altcoins get demolished. All the dreams, hopes, and beliefs that we're going to pump go down the tubes again. Everyone gets depressed. Every retail person that got in with some type of hope, some type of belief gets shattered again. Rising wedges do break down 68% of the time. We're going to need to see this 21. We're going to see this get tight and then break on out. I almost have to have the breakout. I'm so over positioned in leverage coins at this point. Like if this doesn't happen, it's going to be like the 5th time that my hope has been crushed and they've kicked me in my chest and stomped on my back. When it comes to looking for alt season, I can't believe I still have conviction. I cannot believe I haven't sold my alts after everything they've done to us. I can't believe it. It's vicious what they've done. Absolutely vicious, right? It's insanity. So that's something we have to pay attention to. That could definitely put a wrench in our wheels there, right? We don't want to see that. We want to see this nicely consolidate into some type of flag. We don't want to see a nasty right shoulder, which kind of looks like it may. You could say, well, that was the right shoulder there. It's been defied. We got the pump. I would love that, but I don't see it personally. I still see the threat of a right shoulder, and I still see the measured move of that right shoulder from the neckline, and that takes us to the daily 200 moving average, somewhere back to $3.31 trillion. The daily needs to reset too as well on the stochastics RSI. They're pointing down aggressively on the total market cap. That looks like a lower high. Low, high, higher low, lower high. It's slightly higher than there, though, so can you get the higher low? Sketchy times, man. They're not letting it look sweet. They're playing us, to the very end of time. It's not easy. If we get 1,000 likes, everybody, I'm going to hook somebody up in the channel. There's 1,545 people here. Here's the deal. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you think my voice is funny. I don't care if you think the tie is weird. You're listening right now. You have no choice. I don't work 9 to 5. I got out of it. So whether you hate me, love me, whatever it is, I did what you can't do and haven't been able to figure out. I'm on YouTube. You're not, right? I'm not trying to be rude. So here's the deal. Hit that like button and let me help somebody else out, please, for the love of God. Please. You know what I mean? I'm begging you at this point to look over any of your weird hate, ups and downs. And what you think of me is how you think of yourself. If you're hating on me, you're probably hating on yourself. If you're loving on me, you're probably loving on yourself. So if you're full of light, love, and happiness, you're probably having a good time with this channel. If you're watching me and you're not sure, and you're like the 700 people here that are still uneasy on that like button, you're like, man, I watch this guy, but I can't stand him. I guarantee there's probably a few hundred people that can't stand me, but they watch me anyway because I'm so consistent. You can't hate consistency. You see what I'm saying? I will eat anybody alive that says they aren't consistent. It just doesn't matter. So why not jump onto the bandwagon? Why not kick it with me? Why not go all the way? We're going to get, I know for a fact, because I love God, that God's going to produce 1,000 likes. I know for a fact. We will get 1,000 likes. I'm going to hook somebody up today. I know for a fact it's going to happen. We're so close. It's basically guaranteed at this point. Thank you so much, everybody that participated. We're on the way. Just 60 more beautiful souls, and we're going to punch right through. Hey, and we're back above 115,000. Can you believe Sammy is still in this trade? The battle continues. And it's ugliness. It's not easy here today for Bitcoin, right? And again, just the 15-minute. Can the 15-minute save the day here? Can the 5-minute save the day? Can we get back above the 200 moving averages that matter? So look, they just liquidated longs again, but now longs are like, well, I like that price. And we showed you the rejection of the 1-minute 200 moving average. First, you get above the 1-minute. Then you get above the 3-minute. Then you get above the 5-minute. Then you get above the 7-minute. Then you get above the 10-minute. Then the 15. Then the 30. Then the 45. Then the 1 hour. This is the trajectory. Now, I'm still bullish too as long as the 1 hour stays above the 200 moving average. The little time frames do their thing, but the 1 hour is substantial. As long as we don't go below this yellow line on price action, I remain a bull. They could test it. They could wick right near it. And I've seen them do it many, many times. They did it right here just a couple days back on September 9th. And right there with the bounce. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And I am almost positive when I look right now, we're going to have the likes up to 1,000. I'm almost like, I kind of just know it happened already. It happened. Oh, I'm 21 short on the move. 21 more people hit that like button. I'm hooking you up. I'm hooking one person up with a fat C note over here. Hey, hit that like button. Let's get this moving to the upside. May God bless everybody here on the channel. 17 more beautiful souls are going to achieve this beautiful goal. I can't believe it. What a day it is to be alive. Okay. So, insane price action. Bearish so far until you get back above the 200. A little bit of bull div on the 15. Oversold stochastics. Can we get the bounce? Still looking for the possible inverted head and shoulder idea here. That could save the day. Okay. I guess we're guessing the price of Bitcoin is 115,000. No. Again? It's been like that for 5 hours. I know. All right, there's some awesome news coming too. The SEC lighting the rules. The SEC listing standards could spark crypto ET Palooza. Bitwise CIO Matt Hoogan says SEC's upcoming generic listing standard could trigger a wave of new crypto ETFs. Like, just fit inside of this simple parameter. It's not going to be so hard anymore to get yourself cleared, right? So the chief investment officer at Bitwise believes the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's work on generic listing standards could transform the crypto market and spark what he called ET Palooza. In a note to his clients, Hogan said the market is set for a spectacular end-of-the-year rally fueled by factors like rate cuts, growing exchange-traded products, ETPs, inflows, and dollar concerns, and momentum around tokenizations. The dollar looking very weak, right? Which means, why would you want to get yourself into treasuries? Why would you want to get yourself into any dollar-backed asset? Very high risk at this point. So it makes Bitcoin less risky. So is Bitcoin the risk-on asset, or is the dollar the risk-on asset? Eventually, Bitcoin's not going to be risk-on. Right now, Bitcoin's still considered the risk-on asset, meaning it's the risky investment. To me, the dollar's the riskier investment. Had you been in the dollar for the last 10 years, it was far riskier than being in Bitcoin. Bitcoin produced so much more value over time. That's just a fact. And it will continue to do so because the fact that it did that last 10 years, the math hasn't changed. They haven't changed the process of how the dollar gets printed to zero. They haven't changed the math of the halving on Bitcoin. Nothing has changed. They're going to print even more money, actually. It's going to get even worse. It's actually going to get even more exponentially beneficial for Bitcoin. That halving is going to get less Bitcoin gets made every time. So the halving is even more substantial. When the first, let's just say, I'm going to go over random numbers. I'm not going over real numbers, but let's just say the first halving, 100 Bitcoin gets created. Then the next halving, only 50 get created. And then 25. When you get to 10 or 12 and then 6.25, right? It's like, whoa. Then you get to 3.25. I mean, that's so much different than four halvings ago. Eventually, Bitcoin's halving is going to be so small, only like one Bitcoin's going to come out. 1.5 Bitcoin per block. And the halving changes how many Bitcoins come out per block. I want to make that clear. Not like the halving, but It changes how much Bitcoin gets created per block when you win a block. And look, we're already halfway through 2025. Soon it'll be halfway to the next halving already. It's crazy. We only have two and a half years to the next halving now, which would be a catalyst event. And then 18 months from now, Bitcoin could pump. You could start accumulating Bitcoin now for the halving. Right now. See, someone that's willing to become a multimillionaire now is someone that's like, I'm going to start working really hard. I'm going to take overnight shifts. I'm going to ask my boss for as much as I can. I'm going to turn the paycheck that's only giving me $4 to $5 grand a month into $8 grand a month because I know I can. I'm going to produce more, create more value. I'm going to take the information I learned from my job and find side clients. I'll create maybe a slightly competing, I'm just, maybe your job does big time clients. You work for a big time TV studio. Take that knowledge and do little shoots for YouTube channels in your local area. And so you can have your own little, and that's what I did. I worked for big multi-million-dollar companies that were producing TV shows. I took that information that I learned and I started doing it for other people. I learned the cameras, the lights. I have my own, I did the entire engineering in my studio. I did all the wiring, the camera, all of that because I worked for big time companies for years. I worked for David Letterman, if you didn't know, for my next guest Nizo introduction. I worked for Netflix as I basically worked for a company 0.0, the company that did Anthony Bourdain's show, right? That got him famous, 0.0. Kathy, Colin, my man Chris Collins over there. Great people, too, that run that company. Really good people. I had a good time working for them. They did me kind of dirty when the pandemic came. I told them that the office was going to get closed down. During the pandemic, I told everyone at my office the office was going to get closed down and that a virus was coming to the city. They thought I was insane. Isn't that crazy? I literally went to the boss and said, we need to start setting up a remote system right now because if we don't, no one's going to take the subway. They're going to shut the city down and you're going to lose tons of money. They fired me. I said, I can't come into work anymore because it's all over the city and you guys don't know it. And they thought I was crazy. Isn't that nuts? I have the email. I probably have a lawsuit there, So I wrote the email and I said, listen, I know that they're going to shut the city down. Let's set up a remote system now. Then I said, can I please work remotely? I feel uncomfortable on the train. I know the virus is everywhere. They said, and then they wrote me an email and said, if you don't come to work by the end of this week, we'll allow you 1 week remote. They said, if you don't come to work by next week, we're going to have to let you go. They fired me. A week later, the entire city went into lockdown. They wrote me an email begging me to come back to work remotely. The fact that I went back to work for them because I didn't have a choice, I needed the money and I was union. But can you believe that? I told them what was going to happen. I wrote them, I have the email. I explained that the entire city was going to get shut down. I have this written in email. I have it. I can't wait. I'm going to write a book one day. They fired me and then begged me to come back and help them set up their remote systems that I told them they were going to have to set up 2 weeks prior. This is a true story. So after that, I was done working for someone else, man. I was done. I said, man, I've done everything I could to help these people, and they disrespected me. I'm all set, man. I'm going to go start trading. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to start my YouTube channel. I am never working for someone else again for the rest of my life. I'll be danged I work for someone else again for the rest of my life, man. So they can do that to me. 1,000 likes. Let's hook somebody up. Let's do it, baby. I'm super excited. You guys help me do something good for somebody. I love it. So let's have some fun. If you want to get down, put a 333 in the comment section. And I'm just going to pick someone who wrote 333. I'm going to just scroll it up and we're going to help you. Then we're going to get into the super chats. We're going to have a blast. The show is moving forward very, very fast. I'm super excited. Bitcoin holding us down 115,100. And do you think I'm going to win or lose the trade? I won the trade yesterday. Technically, I did win the trade yesterday to the 72% that said I was going to win. You guys were correct. All right. You guys were correct. Hey, Sammy, good day for Serbia, brother. Just wanted to say hi and thank you for providing us with the sauce every day. Planning on one day joining the 99, saving a bit for the 99. Ain't cheap here. 100%, man, I understand. But I'm telling you right now, whatever you put forward will come back to you tenfold. Be the one guy that $100 is cheap to you. Like, everyone around you thinks it's not cheap. So you're saying what people told you. Dude, there's someone in your town that's making $100 on the low and not telling everybody. There's someone in your town making tons of money, man. Don't believe 99 is hard. Because if you say it is, then it is. 99 is simple. You're going to be able to make 99 a month simply, man. Start thinking in abundance, bro. You live in the internet world, man. You can start selling things on the internet around the world. You're not held to where you live. Nobody is held to where they live. I want to make this really clear. Nobody is held to the standards of where you live anymore. This is an international digital space, man. You could go on Etsy right now, start creating art and selling it to the world, man. $100 is, come on. Let's change your perspective of where you live. I know it's more third world, like, or whatever, it's not the same economy. But come on, man. Change the way you think, bro, or it's always going to be the same way. Don't think like everyone in your town. Everyone in your town thinks $99 is hard. Be different than everyone else in your town and say $99 is so achievable to me, I can get it tomorrow. I guarantee you there's a way for you to make $99 a few times over this month. You just haven't thought about it yet. It's sitting right in front of you. The second your mind sees it, you'll be able to do it. But if you don't believe it's possible, then it isn't, right? So, and we're getting that pump for Bitcoin, 115,200. Look at this. They're not giving up. The bulls are not giving up here. They can't seem to, then this is showing weakness for I say the bears are showing weakness right now. Like, it was a nasty day. It should have dumped on us. The bears seem to be able to hold us down right now. And look, there we coming back with a vengeance here with the bounce. This bullish divergence is very strong. I see this as a half the bounce area. That's just too strong of a bullish divvy. Very rare we'll have a bullish divergence that strong and we won't get a bit of a bounce. We have to get back above the 200 moving average on the 15. Then I'm looking for this flag here later on, 3 o'clock, and that is the most likely play right there. I'm showing you where we're likely going to go hours from now, and there's a good chance we're right, but each level has to move through each probability first, and then we'll get to the next one. I'm still in the trade. I haven't lost. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is, man. So I like it. I like what I'm seeing here. Nice little bounce here for Bitcoin. Let's get into the chat and let's do the thing. All right, so I'm just going to scroll all the 333s. Boom. Armando Garza hooked you up, 100 USDT, man. And email us from this channel. Send us a US Tether address. Armando Garza. God bless you. God bless you. All right. And I guess that's his fam right there. Armando, we love you. I like that motorcycle, bro. Keep going. Look at 1,500 people watch it on the stream. We got a banging stream going right now. One of the biggest live streams in all of cryptocurrency. Let's get real here. We rock and roll, baby. Every single day. And some days there isn't a trade. Some days the market's flat. You don't over leverage on the 1 minute just to try to make $2,000. You know what I'm saying? If the market's not giving me what I want, I trade light and I wait for the next day to put in heavy capital. Just use big capital on the most high probability days. Use light capital on low probability days. It's like Texas Hold'em. Like, go all in when you have a lot. If you don't have a good hand, bet a little bit and then bow out when someone's heavy because they probably have a better hand than you. And if they're bluffing you, so what? Let them bluff you. I'm only going to trade when I got something. I'm not playing that game. You know what I'm saying? Never playing that game. So, yeah. Wow, Christopher Waller joins the Federal Reserve Board. And they made a new Federal Reserve head, I heard, too. Christopher Waller was sworn in as the member of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors September 16th, joining the Fed Open Market Committee. Waller's appointment could influence upcoming U.S. monetary policy. He kept saying that we were behind, that we needed a double cut. He might give us a double cut in November or December. Now that he's on there, I listened to him recently, right, in one of the calendar meetings there, and he was saying in the minutes, he was going in. And dovish policy stance suggests potential rate cuts impacting asset markets, 100%. He's way more dovish. He thinks we're behind. I heard him say it, right? Advantis expansion ahead. AVNT forms a falling wedge near 1.76, a possible bullish breakout towards higher levels. That's just an article probably getting people going, but Advantis looks interesting. And it is pretty crazy what's going on with it. Let's take a look at Advantis. Bitcoin holding $115,100. AVNT. This thing came out of nowhere with a move. Couldn't believe what it was doing. We did not give these flags. I just went over it yesterday and saw how, man, my strategy would have played out beautifully. We did get a call up for it right here, somewhere around this price, or even maybe somewhere around here. I put it out, said it's a new coin, it could do damage. It absolutely did. I would look at it on like the 1 hour, the bigger time frame. And you do have a good support and resistance right here. Your next level would take it even lower to here. And then you want to put in your falling wedge and see how it's starting to form inside that falling wedge. Can it bounce out this? I see what they're saying. It does. That looks interesting. Fib retrace minutes is 786 from this impulse. Yeah, and they're just saying, yeah, they could see it break back out 160, 178 over time. That could be the accumulation zone for Avantis. It's hot right now. For me, I'm like, if I didn't get in here and sold there, I'm kind of done with it. You know what I mean? I'm looking for the next coin that I could ride. Like, that's crazy. It went from 20 cents all the way to 141. Imagine doing a 7X, 2 grand into 14,000. Insane. So crazy. Yeah. Gold passes $3,700 an ounce for the first time ever. Let's talk about it. I gave you the gold trade over and over again. Every single week I talked about trading gold. Every single week I gave you the trade. Every single week I went over it. Every single week on the macro technical analysis. Every single Friday. Weekly. Ever since I drew this pattern when we got up here and said, look for it to consolidate. And I said, I even had this done, and I said, we're going to 3,800. We're $100 away from my target at this point. I mean, dang. What else do you want? I gave you Tesla like a week ago. I said, Tesla looks beautiful. I said, Tesla's about to break out. Somebody gave a super chat for it. I didn't know Elon was about to buy $1 billion. He buys $1 billion. But I tell you, whenever the moving averages are tight on a high volume node with low stochastics inside of a flag, it's going to pump. And then he goes and buys the stuff, right? And then show me the charts and I'll show you the news. What are the coincidences that it was going to pump? It's so crazy, man. And that's why I just do this over and over again. I'm going to teach you. You're going to know when things are likely going to pump based off my strategies. Go to my class, take my class. I teach it, I believe, this Saturday, the 20th, because I go to Singapore soon, man. I'm on my way to Singapore next week. And sad to say, I will miss the weekly show. I will miss the Monday show of next. I bet 2 weeks from now, I will miss the weekly candle close and I will miss Monday's show. I'll be in flight somewhere. I won't miss the streak. It looks like I'll fly for 14 hours at 8 p.m. at night. I would already have done the morning stream Sunday morning. I'll then take a car to Miami, a 3-hour drive. I will then fly out of Miami to Doha. I'll get there in 14 hours. That means I'll be able to live stream at least from the airport too, with a little goodbye stream as I'm getting on the airport. That'll be 2 streams on Sunday, and I'll do a real actual stream. Then I get to Doha, and I'm hoping in Doha I can do some type of stream inside of their, inside of a lobby or something, some type of business Wi-Fi place. And then I fly 8 hours to Singapore. By that time, it must be like Tuesday in the afternoon or something, or maybe Tuesday morning. And then I'm going to live stream the second I can. So it looks like I'm only going to miss a weekly candle close and a Monday stream. And then I'll be back Tuesday, but I might miss the Tuesday 10 a.m. So I'll tell you the exact dates. I'll let you guys know exactly what days I'm going to miss. So I'm not going to miss the streak, though. I'm still going to stream every single day. You get it? But I'm going to miss my times. Just during those 2 travel days. I can't get to Singapore in 24 hours without some disruption in my life, and it makes me upset. I want to keep the stream the way it is, but I also want to travel the world. And after 4 years straight of doing what I do, I got to have some type of fun and go around the world, right? I've been inside my office for years, man, grinding. It's time for Sammy to get out. It's time for Sammy to shine. It's time for me to have some fun with the hard work that I've put in, So I really apologize that I won't be as consistent for those 2 days, but please just give me a break, come back strong, and pray that nothing happens to my community. We demolish it again. And I don't like any days off. I don't like stopping anything that has consistency in it. Understand? So I just want to prepare you guys for that and let you know that's coming, and that is coming. All right. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you. Thank you for the 1,114 likes, $96 in chat revenue. It's 11:30, and you know what that means. It's super chat time. Let's take a look at the super chats and see what's happening here around the world. Drew, DSYNC thoughts. I like DSYNC. Alex Becker also pushes it all the time, talks about it a lot. So it tells me that DSYNC could do some damage because it has a big channel that likes to ride it. However, it looked great. And then I think the last time I looked at it, it was down in the dumps. It was like the lowest it had ever been. Like it just was like, ah. So if you believe in the project and the team, and you know it's going to get marketed, because I wouldn't be surprised if once it gets above all-time high, Alex Becker starts talking about his DSYNC again. I believe he still holds it. So it has something going for it other coins don't. The Becker effect. That being said, does that make me want to buy it immediately? I don't know. I go for a little more than that, than the Becker effect. But it does have a bit of a double bottom one. It has some bottoming here. Interesting. Can it get back above the 200 moving average? There's a bit of a cup and handle there on the 8-hour time frame. All right, that's a cup. That's a handle for Sheezy. What did I just do there? How did that happen? So yeah, you got yourself a cup and handle. It could be the bottom. If you believe in the project, if you've been researching it, if you like what they're about and you like the team, this is a great buy. I'm not sold on them. I think there's too many other projects out there. I'm like heavy in big coins with big volume. Like I'd rather put 100 grand in Solana and make 200 racks than try to put 10 grand in this and make 200. You know, and again, yes, I have that privilege. I get it. It wasn't always my life, but I mean, I worked my butt off for it though. See, I don't apologize for where I am now. I don't apologize for the fact that I have fat stacks and I can throw big money into trades. I busted my butt for years to get here. And I saw, you know, and I went up and down. I made $1 million twice and lost it all, man. Twice in my life, I was a millionaire and I lost it all. Basically all the way back down to 180 grand, 80 grand. Like it was depressing. I had $800,000, 2017. I went all the way back down to 80 grand, man. I was out of the rat race then. Had I sold everything then, I could have put a couple $100 grand aside, started my trading group. I would have been, whatever, man. It is what it is. I made some horrible mistakes. I felt the pain. I've been through everything you guys have been through. Don't get it twisted. Don't think I just rode some magic carpet ride. I showed up every day to be here, man. And people get pissed about, you know, everything else that goes on and the way YouTubers get treated. But man, we built this world. Like we showed up every day. Don't be pissed at what a YouTuber gets. You know what I mean? Because they built a community. I was here every single day. I get everything I deserve, man. I built this. I never took a day off. I dedicated my life to God and family. Like, I don't drink. I don't go out with friends. I'm not at the club. I don't do that. I'm either with a good friend, watching the game, playing some, you know, I'm at the beach. I'm watching a football game, playing some pool, or I'm in the pool with my kids or at the beach with my kids, or I'm making sweet love to my wife, man. That's it. That's all I'm doing. No, you know, too much information. I get it, but hey. That's what I do, you know, every single night. Hey, Sam, you were ahead of the curve on Hyperliquid. What do you think of Aster DEX? Lower fees, hidden orders on APX changes to Aster airdrops tomorrow. I think it's a better DEX, no VPN required. Hope this brings value to the group. That's brought value to me. I think you're spot on there. And I have been looking a little bit at Aster DEX. APX. Interesting. Let's take a look at Aster DEX. Thank you for the $50 super chat. And may God bless you for bringing value to the channel. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me, man. Let's take a look at Aster. And is it Aster DEX? Would that be Aster? Huh. Let's take a look here. I did see that logo. Yes, this is it. APX deposit opens. You can now deposit ahead of tomorrow's token exchange. So let's just check. They're going to teach us what's happening, right? So the APX token upgrade. All right. So with the launch of the Aster token, APX holders will soon be able to upgrade their APX tokens to Aster. This article explains everything you need to know before exchanging your APX holdings for Aster. APX token upgrade page will be live. At APX token hold, you can immediately exchange APX spot tokens for Aster. This exchange rate decreases over time on a first come. That's whack. The exchange rate decreases over time on a first come basis. See the exchange ratio? So you're going to get less and less if you're late? Dude, that means people are going to, oh man. So it's 1-to-1, then it's 1-to-0.5, then it's 1-to-0.25, 1-to-0.1, and then you get no. If you don't do this, you better do that between September 7th and the 30th. You better not wait and get your 1-to-1. Yikes. Anyway, I don't know much about it. I hold no APX. Usually when there's a token exchange, it's not that good, right? There's like, I could see a sell-off there. My thing is this the same coin too? See, so he's going to convert the coin to Aster. Next generation decentralized offering both perpetual and spot trading. Let me look at the website for a second here. Aster DEX, decentralized perpetual contracts, trade crypto, no custodial trading, built for all, whether you're new to crypto or a seasoned pro. 513 billion in trading volume, 1 million users. Invisible orders, visible advantage. Hidden orders let you place limit orders that stay fully hidden from the public order book. Size and direction are not shown. That's a pretty good look. Interesting. Hidden orders. I don't want them seeing my orders for sure. But I mean, there's still liquidity on the gold. That doesn't make any sense because there's still liquidity. Where's the liquidity if you don't? Huh. What is that, 101,000x? Are you serious? It's not real, right? 1,000x? Dude, you can trade 1,001x. Yo, this is crazy. You see that? Yo, master friend, bro. Mitigation team, bro. I mean, they can do damage with 1,000x, man. Oh my God. That's crazy. Only team I know that could use the 1,000x properly is the Leverage Mastery Group. Join Leverage Mastery and find out more today. We produce a beautiful, beautiful product here in the group. And it is an extra $300, but it's a one-time fee, and it supports my man, Master Friend, in a great way. Helps him teach and push forward every single day. So hit that QR code to find out more and get into Leverage Mastery. Find out what mitigation is. Find out what strategies are. Find out how to use 200x leverage properly if you ever even knew it was possible. Right? Wow, Bitcoin doing damage. It looks like I'm going to win my trade over time. I mean, the bears had so much time to dump us, and it seems like we're going to hold a higher low here and finally get back down to low stochastics on the 1 hour time frame. They still want to reset. We're only down $48, man. This trade could still play out very, very nicely. Imagine when you get to 120 and we get a fat payday here. It'll be awesome. Really start to grow that portfolio. Look, back to the green again. That bullish divergence is strong. I'm long. I called the daily bottom yesterday. It looks like this could be the daily bottom today yet again. It looks very similar. All right. So, yeah. Now, later on, I'll probably open up a trade on KKEX. If you want to jump into KKEX, we're giving $100 to just any random 10 people that join. So, if you jump on in today and you just sign up, $100 might come your way. So, we're giving $1,000 to whoever signs up to KKEX, 10 different people, you know. Let's jump on into, and the link to KKEX is right here to make it very simple. We put it in the pinned comment at the top. So you can just go to the pinned comment, find your way right there to KKEX, sign up, and there you go. You're entered for possibility to get that gain. Okay, let's take a look at the super chats. We have MyX, Crow, Swee, AERO, AVNT, Kita, Trump, and Poll. We have a lot coming our way, and we have a half an hour, 20 minutes to get them done. That means we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about 3 minutes a ticker, okay? Bang, bang, bang. Thanks. It only sucks because it's of low down with the bills changing million, but it needed more than I did. God bless. I don't know what you're saying. Thanks. It only sucks because it had caused a slowdown with the bills changing billing, but needed it more than I did. God bless. Hey, CryptoVish, left top down for brunch and wallet was just left to right cup holder. Duh, my mistake. I don't know what he's saying. 15-minute candle has no bottom wick. Not usually a good sign. Yikes. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I can show you some bottom wick candles that pump to the upside, like right here. There's no bottom wick on that 15-minute, and we ripped. There's no bottom wick on that 15-minute, and we ripped. There's no bottom wick on that 15-minute, and we ripped. So I don't know. I just saw 3 that all ripped. I disagree. I disagree completely. It's all about, for me, this candle and that candle. This is a mid-area candle, so as long as these wick, no matter what this does, we could propel back to the upside. But again, I'm not 100%, and anything is possible. Shout out to Kinesis.money. We appreciate the sponsorship at Kinesis. It's the only way to get, in my humble opinion, the way that I've researched, to get your gold into the digital space. You can ship them gold. They'll give you the KU token 1-to-1. Then you can even sell that KU token for Bitcoin. You can hold Bitcoin for 10 years, and you could turn that gold into sweet, sweet BTC. You could even do metal back and just hold the gold and get 10% back on your purchases and get the KU token. Then you could hold that, and gold keeps going up, as you can see. And if gold outperforms Bitcoin, you can then sell gold for Bitcoin when Bitcoin dips. You could turn your gold into a digital asset that helps you get into the crypto space. Now, a lot of people's gold is sitting there doing nothing. Just dust it off in a safe somewhere. How about we put your gold to work and actually let it work? You can earn, you can use, there's all sorts of stuff here, okay? Own our digital asset and earn a share of all transaction fees with Kinesis. If you hold the KVT token, I mean, there's so many things you can do. Earn the holder's yield, earn the velocity yield, right? Own 3 cryptos, these are all the different things you can do. Create your account, unlock features, trade your first asset, own gold, own silver, own 3 cryptos, right? If you do all these things, you're probably doing pretty dang good. So anyway, the 10% metal back card too as well. Earn gold back on purchases made at thousands of online retail stores. And share an ounce of silver. Invite friends, and you'll both earn half an ounce of silver. I mean, that's pretty awesome. So expand. I really like Kinesis. It's the only way to get your gold into the digital space that I know of. There may be a competing process, but right now. And I'm holding silver right now, and I'm actually setting some of my wins into silver, believing silver could outperform Bitcoin, as Bitcoin's already done a major pump. Maybe Bitcoin does a 1.5x. I think we could see silver go to $90 in the next few years. So Bitcoin holding 115,250, getting green back inside this channel, looking like Sammy. Look, now we're holding the trend line again. Now it's right where we were when we started. It's the exact same trade at the beginning of the day that I gave to the trading group. Nobody should be out of the trade. The trade is exactly where it was when we started the day. Nothing has changed. The 1 minute trade with the stop loss right below, like nothing has changed right there. Our stop losses were here. They only wicked it down a little bit. We're right back to where I entered the trade at 15,250. So you can't say I didn't lose nobody money in the trading group. We're still right where we started. It's been lackluster. It's been sideways, but we're right where we started. No stress at all. Let's continue to move forward here with these super chats. My wallet was thrown out of the car, brother. I was chatting with CryptoFish. So the last half you got. Your wallet was stolen out of your car, man? How do you not lock your car, bro? How old are you, man? Come on, man. What happened to your wallet? Yo, if my wallet got stolen in my car, I'd be so screwed, man. How come you didn't lock the whip, bro? Dude, I lock the whip every single time. And honestly, my wallet, I keep my wallet like this. I use a digital wallet connected to my phone, dude. Dude, what do you need as a wallet these days? You could have some cash in your left pocket. Like $400 or $500 of cash. Maybe you want to carry $3,000 of cash, right? Then you need an ID, right? You need an ID. I don't even want to show my ID, you know what I mean? But you need an ID. You need a credit, and you need 2 credit cards. Like, come on, like a bank card and a credit card. Like, you need 3 cards on you at all times. This is all you need. It's magnetic, and it actually can tell you when you lose it when it leaves your phone, and then it snaps onto the back of your phone, man. And then when you walk away, you take your phone. So like everyone in the world should be on this at this point. It's like having a big wallet in the front of your pocket or in the back pocket. Come on, let's get real. This is it. This is the future, man. This is it. Like, let's get real. And half the time I don't even need this because I got Apple Pay and I got credit cards in my phone. And I can pay with my phone at 90% of retail. So like, why the heck, so I love you, Vinny. But man, like, why did you get your wallet stolen, man? That's whack. God bless you, man. I feel horrible for you. You're a good dude, and I love you. I'd never want to see anything happen to you. That's whack, brother. Well, you're the man. You have everything in place. You'll get it figured out. But I love you, Vinny. And I don't know. I have a big heart. I go to every... the one weakness I have is I love people too early. Like, you have dinner with me. You make me happy one time. I already love you, man. I already consider you a good, And so, I feel horrible, man. I'm not happy right now that your wallet got jammed up. Not cool. If I ever find that person, I break their face. Hey, Sammy, look at a DSMO for your knee. No, I know. I did. Thank you so much. Yep. Yeah, I love that you said that. I have a good friend who told me I need some DSMO, and we're getting an IV for me. Yep, 100%. I'm with you. Hate old school wallets. Yeah, it's over, man. This is it. This is your wallet, everybody. 3 cards and some cash in your pocket. Like, let's get real. That's it. If you need one of these, like, come on. Like, these are Apple wallets. $40, man. Magnetic. Like, never lose it again. Snaps to the back of your phone. No games. You know what I mean? Anyway, you're like me. We feel other people's pain vividly. I do, man. I've lost my wallet before. It stinks. Sam, the invitation code on KKX doesn't exist. I already tried. Are you serious? That's crazy. You hear what he just said, folks? He said the invitation code for KKX doesn't exist. I don't know what that means. He could be wrong. We could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, it logs me in, so I'd have to log out first to see. You know what I mean? I can't really tell. No, it fills it in right there. Oh, it says invitation code doesn't exist. Yeah, they're giving me a weeks code. They messed up, man. Something's wrong, guys. The invitation code for KKX is wrong. The team made a big mistake, man. There's something going on. Either you connected the links or something. I don't know. I'm getting a week's. Either it's a coincidence, but I'm getting a week's invitation code. Look at this. It says 1, 2, 3 weeks. It could just be a complete, and then it says invitation code doesn't exist. Please get this squared away right away. Yeah, that's not good, man. Like, I'll get it. I'll get everything replaced by the end of the week, and I'll see you in the group, brother. But just like I said, when I met you for dinner last month, I leave my top down. I know, but then you just leave your wallet in the whip with the top down, though? Damn, man. That's insanity, bro. It's your wallet, bro. 15-minute just pounced above the 200 moving average. We're now in the money on the trade. We should have flipped green by now, or at least back to break even. And we're good, man. We survived that pummel. I believe we caught that daily bottom, if you stuck with me. Yeah. Sean, that's emergency status on that KKEX link, man. Let's just make sure. He could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm getting something weird, too. Invocation code doesn't exist, it says. So I don't know what's happening here, but that's not good. Yeah. I go out of my way to help them and then promote the exchange, and then it doesn't work. That's not... Anyway. It's like anytime... Is it user error? Is it our fault? I don't know. Ah, man, that's so whack. All right, let's take a look at all the super chats here. Let's take a look at MyX. We're back in the green here. Or back, back getting into the green. All right. All right, let's do the super chats. We're going to look at MyX first. Thank you so much for the new memberships jumping on in. That's super nice. You'd have to give 2 memberships to people, but you did that. Unbelievable. So the link in the channel description is correct, but not the link there. But we should change that as soon as possible, man. That's whack. It's a huge missed opportunity. Every day is an opportunity to hit it. MyX could start to bounce there, right? There's a chance it's doing like kind of an Adam and Eve. There's a chance. I would only swing trade it if it plays into my hand. You know what I mean? If it consolidates nicely, there's a chance it could because it has a lot of liquidity. It could make a bigger consolidation and then get ready for a massive pump out of there. Definitely worth just putting an alert and kind of tracking it. So what I do is I start tracking coins way before they're even worth looking at. By the time they're ready to go, I've been looking at it for weeks. The trade isn't right then. The trade is way before that. Like when you really start to get it in. I start observing first, right? Let's take a look at Crow. Crow had the pullback. It's sitting in that pretty spot on the 618 from what I remember. I bet it's still right there. Yeah. I mean, it's entering the DCA accumulation place. It had the huge pump on the good news, and then it's coming back down to the 618 Fibonacci retracement. It's a key area you're going to see hanging out right now, and it can get a nice bounce here back to the upside. So this is definitely an accumulation zone. My humble opinion says it might wick to the 786, but this is definitely probably your last chance to buy Crow before it goes to 50 cents. Bitcoin, 115,450, strong. They made the shorts. They made everyone think it was going to. I could tell you it wasn't. You got to hear the lifer, man. I have a crazy trader instincts that are just far beyond the 6 cents. I can see things. SWE, I'm not going to get into like a small time frame. I'm on the 3-day chart. I'm loaded up. We're talking $30,000, $40,000 position. Let's go, baby. We're going to make 50, 60, maybe 100 grand on this, man. Let's go. SWE all the way to 924. This is the time to accumulate SWE. If you're not accumulating SWE right now, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying to you. This is a simple idea. You buy as much as you can in the next few days. You wait until December 24th. You sell as much as you can. You ride off into the sunset. It's that simple. You do it. I'm doing it. You do whatever makes you happy. We started getting into SU at 70 cents. I even started talking about SWE when it was back here. I was talking about SWE back in January of 2024, man. One of my first posts. I was one of the first people to ever even go over it. Let's take a look at AERO, USD on Coinbase, one of my favorite projects. And I told you, I see it just consolidating. And maybe it goes a little lower. Maybe it does one of these. But whatever it does, I just see it consolidating and eventually breaking out. I believe in this project. I believe that base isn't going to stop working. I believe that Ethereum will pump over time. You know, we're looking like we're going to get a rally. I believe there's a rally coming. And that's complete, has nothing to do with TA. Like, I believe there's a rally coming. And then I'm going to use the TA to get myself in and out at the right place. It's happening, I will listen. You know, but I am I'm a speculative investor. I see something that looks like it's going to happen, and I'm speculating on it happening. 100%. Look, that's a cup and handle there. The deeper the cup, the bigger the move. Understand? You're going to take the wick here from that wick to that wick. That's going to explode. I was on one yesterday. Yesterday, I was freaking crazy on the live, right? Woo! Some days my energy is just absolutely out of control. I can't even handle it. Today, I'm a little more reserved. I feel it. Yesterday, I was woo-wee. I was on one. I was bugging out. I could barely breathe. AERO looking nice. I believe AERO is a beautiful buy with a stop anywhere below 88 cents. And it's going to head all the way back up to 276. You heard it here first on the channel. There's the entry. There's the stop loss. There's the take profit. And I stand behind it. That's a free trade right there, man. Avantis, which had this crazy move, and we talked about it again. Could it retrace? Yeah, I see it coming back down into that, just like Soon. Soon did this recently. So look for Avantis to go into that 786. And we did the same thing to Soon. Remember, I drew it right there, and I said, looking for it to bounce off the set. I did the exact same thing. Someone asked me about Soon. I drew it. I said it will bounce. It did. Now it's on the 786, 61, the 0.65. It's in the golden pocket right now. With another look, it's in a cup and handle. I believe that's going to be your buy for Soon to continue further to the upside. And then from the entry there, that's going to give you 100% gains. Soon is looking quite bullish to me. And that's the 4-day chart too, the 4-hour. I'd watch Soon. Now I just saw that, right? Messing with my channel. Okay, let's take a look here. And I like that. And Soon looks good. Now I looked at Aventus. It made me look at Soon. It tripped me into. See, you never know what you're going to find out here on the channel. And we have so many altcoins too, busting through. Are you making watch lists? Are you setting alerts? Are you watching the market? Do you have your trades from last week playing out into this week? Are you pushing yourself to the limits? Do you spend extra time going over detailed charts? Are you always watching TV and doing something else? Do you go to the bar and waste time, or are you pushing yourself? The people that push themselves in this market are going to find the most opportunities in it. The people that play games are going to do exactly that. So it's up to you. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just trying to be a realist here. I wouldn't touch that Becker coin, man. I'd maybe swing trade if it looks nice, but I'm all set. Kita, we talked about Kita at the very beginning of time, like when we first started trading alts, way back here. We're talking March of 2025. We found this thing when it first came out, at the beginning of spring there. And I just see Kita kind of consolidating. I wouldn't buy it. You know, the swings were fun back then, but now it is what it is. It does look like it's going to 319 over time, and it's a solid project, and it hasn't stopped. Shoulder, head, kind of shoulder, though. And it is it's a lower volume meme, 38 million. I mean, it's decent. I can't tell you, man. If you still believe in it, it says it's going to 316. I just think there's better setups out there. I don't have a lot of faith on it. I have to be honest. I liked the project when it first came out. It is on Aerodrome, which tells me if base gets hard, Kita will pump. But nothing's guaranteed, right? And it's still a bit sketch. Wow, we just got a massive pump for Bitcoin. We're back in the green here, folks. And we are rippling to the upside here. Still, yep, that trade flipped green too as well. That's a bigger trade. That's a 0.64 Bitcoin trade right now. I just basically threw a bunch in there saying we won't break the 200 moving average. If we do, I'm out. If we do, I'm in. And I plan on getting this thing pumped. So the trade that I put out this morning is still intact. Nothing has changed. It's actually even better off than it was. They just went and grabbed the liquidity. Now it looks like whoever stayed long is going to benefit from this pump. And look, BOOKMAP suggests we're going to 116.52, and BOOKMAP's 90% accurate. So right now, it's very likely we're going to go liquidate those shorts at 116.5, and it looks like we made it through the dippage here, everybody. Congratulations. We want to count our chickens to before they hatch just yet, but man, if you stick with me through this live, you learned a lot. You had perseverance, and you didn't get emotional. You know, I bet a lot of people got rocked and wrecked, and they left this channel. A lot of people just got their shorts got liquidated, and they decided, I don't want to watch no more. I lost my trade. Shout out to the 1177 on the likes. That's amazing. $100 in chat revenue. This channel is going to 1 million subs and more. Either you're part of it or not. I don't know what to tell you, but we're going to do it. We work harder than any other channel in the game. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. So I like what we're seeing. I'm staying in the trade. I can't wait to share these wins with the group if we continue to pump. We're going to come to resistance 116.5. Some people will take some profit. It'll probably come back. Then it's going to bounce, and then boom. So I expect some up and down, but so far so good. We were able to call the market correctly yet again today and not get stopped out. And now we're plowing away. Now we're up 174 in this trade. Up 74 in this trade out. Yep. Now we're up about 250. And things can start going our way. Did the ETH trade pick up back again? I got that ETH trade underwater right now. Oh, I even got stopped out. That's so whack, man. ETH. Every time I trade ETH, it never works out for me. Every time I trade Bitcoin, I nail on it. I'm done trading Ethereum. I say that every time, and then I do it randomly. So done doing it, man. Only Bitcoin left, man. That's it. I don't like trading anything else. Let's take a look at Trump and poll. Official Trump on MEXC. One of the first places it really hit. So, I mean, it seems like it's rounding out a big bottom here. And to me, that's an Adam and Eve. I see it eventually making its way to the upside. I do. And I believe this is probably a pretty big buy. If the whole market rips, Trump coin will rip, man. It's just going to be the case, right? Let's look at Polygon, which actually had a little pump last week. Is it sustainable? Is the question. And we'll look at it here too on MEXC. You know, had a little bit of a flag, which I saw there, broke out, came back down. Then you look at this flag. I almost want to say, you know, it broke out of the flag, got back inside. Now it's back in the flag again. You know, it's got a higher low. You would expect it to bounce from here. If Bitcoin can bounce and hold this level, then you're going to get this inverted head and shoulder here. Look. You're going to get a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And that's going to propel this thing further to the upside. So, I mean, it looks interesting. I like it. I think there's way better things to trade. But previous support is resistance. DeFi starts to get strong. People start putting TVL. And then, yeah. I say it's a higher probability it breaks out than it doesn't. And heads all the way up to 38 cents. I still hold some of it too. Right? Thank you for telling people the code. I appreciate that. Yeah. And everyone, that's going to end the show today. I made a live trade that we stayed inside of. It's ripping, everybody. It's ripping. We went to 116,000. Like, we just absolutely ripped. Like, this is crazy what just happened. Look at that. A huge pump to the upside here for BTC. Massive gains in the market. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now we're up about $300, 275 on the trade. Bitcoin just ripped to 115,000. We went from a low of 114.6 all the way to 114.8. They just liquidated the shorts in a massive way. Oh my gosh, they just liquidated those shorts. So what an awesome move here to the upside. And again, it said we were going to 116.5, and it looks like we're going to head into that liquidity zone and continue to get flushed to the upside. So shout out to anyone that took the trade with me. You likely made gains, or if you stuck to that bounce, or if you're with me right now, you're back in the green. And look, I mean, that's a liquidation of liquidations. Look at that thing. Starting to go right up into the liquidity. So I use BOOKMAP. I use the moving averages. I use supportive resistance, and I'm able to figure it out almost every single day, and I don't take days off. And that's how we do it here constantly. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. We did change the pinned comment, so have no fear. And may God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in. It's a Tool song. Yeah, the stream is great on video and audio. If you're having issues, it's on your end. 100%. Thank you. There's so much more soul than memes. Jupiter has so many amazing uses. Amen. Yeah, that Florida internet, bro. Any problems, hit the refresh. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Solana's ripping. Any chance you're doing some perps on Solana? No, I'm not into it. Nope. I trade Bitcoin centralized exchanges. It's just easier for me to see what's happening, you know? And I don't have to move money through MetaMask wallets. And I just for whatever reason, I'm not into it. I'm very particular about my big money trades, and I just can't do it any other way. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. Shout out to all the top fans that showed up today. Crypto Boss, Crypto Cross Boss in the house. Underground Crypto's holding me down. Follow him. He has a channel too, and he goes over awesome stuff. We got Mad B in the house. Gibbles, Maximilian, Reliable J, Rave Song Records, Crypto Billy, the Don Weldon Show, my man. And everybody out here all on the stream. Zeno holding me down. Mac, Bax, Crypto, Cherry City Bullies in the house, my man. And I didn't have a lot of chance to go through the chat. The chat was crazy, but we hooked somebody up today, right? We hooked someone up. And that person, if they'd rather a month in the group, they could take it, or 100 beans. It's up to them. Whatever they want. We'll give them that option through email. So everybody, thank you so much for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. $108 in chat revenue. 1,199 likes. That is a record for the last few months. May God bless everybody here on the stream. Thank you so much for being amazing and kicking it with the lifer. I'll be back tomorrow for another awesome, amazing, fun-filled, positive, energetic, and educational stream. Believe in yourself. Believe in God. Push yourself forward every single day because you can. You are the best. The light shouldn't be there. But everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And remember, you're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great, man. You got to start somewhere, man. Okay? Michael Phelps jumped in the pool. I always say this. Tom Brady threw a ball one time, right? And then he got better, and then he realized he was good at it. Then he realized he could get better at it. I started trading. Nobody was a good trader when they first hit the trading button. Everybody was an infant in everything they do. We become masters at our craft by doing it every single day. I've done 1,760 shows without a day off. If that doesn't tell you what inspiration and perseverance will do, I don't know what else does, man. I love you guys. I could talk the talk, but I'd rather just show you it by showing up every day. I'll be back tomorrow to do what I do. Keep pushing. The secret to success is getting started.